Oh yeah. My first job, we were a 49 bed unit. That is a huge unit. And as a med surg nurse, you can take up to 6 patients. That is a very heavy patient load. We had the worst turnaround on that unit I've ever been a part of. And I did my management job on that unit. So that was my biggest focus, was making my nurses happy. And I mean, they didn't want to come to work anymore. Like, they would think of anything they could to call in sick. It was awful. And I understood. I mean, 6 patients day in and day out, and our patient turnaround. Like, as soon as you got a discharge, we were stat cleaning that room so you could get an admission. So there was no downtime.
I was there at one point. This is my 26th year of being in ICU.
Wow.
So I got to a point where I didn't want to, I didn't want to hear or see, or, I just felt like I couldn't take it anymore. But that was due to the changeover in management, the changeover of company. We used to be Alamance Regional, now we're Cone Health. And then they were going to move the job. The job was going to be transferred to Greensboro. So it's a lot of stuff happening. And it finally just kind of, so I said, I'm tired of this. I'm going to do anything. I'll go to Walmart.
Definitely.
Really?
You experience burnout. It could be as often as, it just depends on, I would say, the patient-staff ratio most of the time. They have already learned that there's certain seasons where we're swamped. We are a 20-bed unit, and we can have all 20 beds filled at any given time. But we also have to transport out and get people in. So it's a revolving door in ICU, which, unlike the floor, they get people in and generally go home. Here, they get there, they're here until they're well. But you can just experience burnout from working by yourself and having too many patients. Nurses can get burnout really fast when they have a critical patient, and then they have 2 other that are not so bad, but that one person requires all the time. And that's when we see the nurses like, we need help. Of course, we're there to help, but we can't do what the nurses do. The best thing I can do is keep your room clean, keep your patient taken care of, and make sure things are out of your way. That's all I can do. But I think burnout happens more so when the individual's not well. You have, we're people. We get sick, we have colds, things happen. You might be a little bit more irritated faster, and you might experience burnout faster.
Myself. I mean, really, I have. And it is rough, but it's like your whole body just like, whew, you can't do no more. It's like you lose all the strength. With me, maybe I'm different, but I just lost all strength. I'm like, I can't do it no more. I got up the next morning, I had to work, and I'm like, I called in, I'm like, I can't do it. I just broke down. I said, I'm just overworked, I wore out, I'm burnt out. They said, well, just take a couple of days off. I said, I've been going strong here, working my days off, and then not being able to get a day off for the next 7 or 8 days. So it was, yeah, I crashed.
Yeah.
I did.
As a new nurse, I started in a very busy emergency department, or emergency room, whatever people know it as, in a level 1 trauma center, and which is like a designation for emergency departments that makes them, level 1 is the highest. So it's super busy, 100,000 cases a year come through that department, 60 beds, it was a big place. It was, and the staff most of the staff that had been there was less than 5 years. So the older staff that had been there longer, you really saw, their attitudes about coming to work, and just about the things that came through the door in general. You could definitely see burnout. I didn't know what it was at the time as a new nurse, but now that I've been doing it for a while, I definitely have seen it. And as bad as like people, abusing drugs, as a way to cope with the burnout of their job, to as simple as just having a bad attitude.
Wow. So the effects of it can range.
Sure. I mean, I think so. I don't know
management being available, being here, and actually going through it with the staff, that helps to take away some of the pain. And then having enough staff when the need arises. And I actually read an article yesterday about hospitals and how a person comes in as a patient needs to be aware that, okay, I need to wash my hands. Okay, I need to know my condition. I need to ask questions. I need to participate in it. But a lot of times when our patients come in, they're unconscious, they're sedated, so we don't have that option to allow them to make decisions, I guess, or be an advocate for themselves. So we have to be that advocate. And the doctors, I think right now we have enough doctors, but nursing staff, we need more staff. And I don't know what the key is to keep them. I don't. All these years,
To fix it, that will have to be a management thing. I think that when you see a certain number of nurses with critical patients, it needs to be, I know it's probably not going to happen this way, but I would think if you had somebody near death or just critical, and you see they have two other people, to get those two other people out of the way and make a way for that nurse to be able to give her 100% to that one patient. That would be great. And the only way to do that was with more staff. So you just can't have a bunch of staff standing around waiting for it to go bad. So I understand that there's a problem with that, but I think that they can do better at responding to when they see a nurse on work overload. Do something. So same thing for the tech. Some days I come in, it's 18 people. Yeah, I can walk around all day long, but I cannot give you 100% care. I can only give you a part of me because I have so many things to do. That needs to be addressed quickly.
Honestly, I slept. I did. I slept, and then I had to do a whole lot of praying. Jesus, Lord help me. Devil, get off my back. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real.
This is all going. I won't even put any context. This whole conversation.
And so I just really just I did a little reading, a little meditation, because because I knew when I come back I would have the same scenario and the same issues and all that good stuff. So what I did was I got in the floor and I did some stretching, some kind of like what you would call it, meditation really. I had my legs crossed, I stretched my neck, and then as I said, I did some praying. Because it can get stressful, because you got to deal with a whole lot of different people and their personalities. And you got to do patient care, people care, and all that other stuff. Keep that smile on your face, and that sometimes it be like your face cracking, because you be so worked and stressed out, and some people can be kind of rude. Yeah. So you still got to say, okay, yeah. Anyway, so you have to revent from that. So,
I think everybody has bad days. I think in this field, along with others, that we're supposed to come to work and turn off all the things that are happening to us outside of here, and we're supposed to focus only on our patients. And I think some people really can do that. I think they can leave everything at the door, and they can come in and take care of patients and forget about all their own stuff. And I think some people are guilty of dragging some of that stuff in here. I mean, I know I have days where I don't want to be here, and I'm tired, and all the other things in my life are mounting, and this is the last place I want to be. But I have to set those things down and really try to focus on why I'm here.
So you have to make a conscious effort.
Sure. I think sometimes it's subconscious. You throw on your smile and you step on stage and you do what you have to do. And then some days, like any other thing, you have to make yourself, I have to smile, I have to be polite, I have to, I don't want to talk to anybody, but I have to talk to everybody, so I think it's it's a fair statement to say that you have to consciously sometimes work on that.
To keep it honest, a glass of Moscato.
It's different depending on the time of the year. If the weather's nice, I like to walk my dog. I try to get away from, the hustle and bustle of it all. I'm fortunate in that I only work weekends right now because I go to school during the week. So during the week, I kind of can put this aside. It sometimes lingers over into the week. You thinking about that patient you had during the weekend, and you just try to tell yourself that you did everything you could while you were there, and that you have to let it go, that someone else is taking care of it now. I like to walk my dog. We work on our house. We're restoring a house. I like to read. Every now and then I watch, some stuff on TV, a show that I like or whatever. But just try to be active and do other things.
Give me just a second to
Make
sound
sure you
very.
cite your sources.
Let me be very smart. Sound very smart.
Holding a piece of paper in colored ink.
So of course, everybody thinks nurses make so much money. I don't know where that lie came from, but I wish they could just see my paycheck. So I agree. You have to have the passion, and the passion to me is wanting to do better for other people, wanting to better the lives of your patients, and empathy is the biggest part of my job. I tell my patients all the time, I treat each and every one of you like you're my mom laying in that bed, or you're my grandmother laying in that bed. And how would I want them to be treated? How hard would I fight for them to get better? So that's where my passion and my drive comes from.
Because I feel like if I would want somebody to take care of me if I wasn't here. And I have been in the hospital. I've been doing it like 33 years now. So I started when I was 17 years old, looking for a job, teenage mom looking for a job that was permanent, or couldn't be replaced by machinery. And I got into it, thought I wanted to do nursing, tried that for a while too, but I believe my biggest thing is bedside care. That's my biggest thing, because I just feel like it could be anybody, any day, and you need to give it your all. So that's why I love it, but I think I'm called to do it. I don't think that you could just pop up and decide I'm going to be a great anything. I think you're called to do it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I need that paycheck because I just got a new car.
Passion for your job, for instance, I feel like it's something that you not only choose to do, and something that you acted upon. For instance, I would never go be a law enforcement officer. I don't have a passion to do that. I'm so grateful that people want to do it because I have no desire to do it. Just as an example, and I think passion is that feeling that you get when you know you're in the right place, and you know that you're doing something that makes a difference, not only to who you're doing it for, the population you're serving, but to yourself. I have no problem sleeping at night. When I go home, I know that I've done my best for my patients, and I'm doing something that makes a difference in people's lives. Whether they ever tell me that or not. Some families are great and say, wow, we're just so thankful you were here, and so thankful for your treatment of our loved one, and some people never say it, and that's okay. I'm here to get a paycheck like other people, but at the same time, it's nice to know that you're doing something, that you're contributing to society. So I think passion is a combination of serving yourself while serving, whatever population you felt the draw or the call to serve.
It's rewarding. Like I said, that what you're doing matters at the end of the day. So it is rewarding, especially when you have a patient, if you're not sure if they're going to survive and they end up bouncing back from that and you get to get them off the ventilator and transfer them out of the unit. It's really good and fulfilling to be able to see that person make progress and, work back towards going home.
Passion means like I said before, I think about myself being in the same position as somebody else. It could be me any day. It could be my family, parents, loved ones, friends, any day. And it means give everything you got. Take care of them like you want to be taken care of, and just see yourself in their shoes. That's the only way you can do it. Because if you don't, then you have all kind of little things that pop up in your head. And you have to think, I'm only human, and this could be me. So passion is me caring for somebody like I want somebody to care for me.